Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel ZTN Vlogs. Today I'm to speak about the most famous entrepreneur, Elon Musk, one of the richest person in the world. Richest person in the world. I'm going to speak about the motivational story of Elon Musk, which is very important for us. Elon Musk, the relentless dream of change the world. If you ever feel like the odds are stacked against you, if you've been rejected, failed multiple times, or feel like the world doesn't believe in your dreams, then the story of Elon Musk is one you need to hear because his life is just a tale of business success. It's a story of resilience, vision, and refusal to give up, no matter how many times the world tried to knock him down. A quiet boy with big dreams, born in Pretoria, South Africa on June 20, 1971, Elon Musk is not the kind of kid people accept to become a world changer. He was quite introverted and spent much of his childhood with his nose buried in books. When other kids played sports, Elon devoured science fiction and encyclopedias. He was often bullied in school so badly that he was once hospitalized after being thrown down a flight of stairs. But when the world outside was tough, Elon's imagination knew no limits. In his mind, he was already building rockets, dreaming of distant planets, and imagining a better world. He wasn't interested in finding a normal path, he wanted to save the future, escaping to fill this future. At 17, Elon made a life-changing decision. He left South Africa. He didn't have much money or connections, but he had something far more powerful, a dream. He moved to Canada and later to the United States, where he studied economics and physics at the University of Pennsylvania. It was there that he began thinking seriously about the three things that would most affect the future of humanity: the internet, clean energy, plus exploration. He didn't just want to be rich, he wanted to solve problems that mattered. Started from nothing and losing everything. In 1995, Elon dropped out of a PhD program at Stanford just 2 days. In He wanted to start an internet company with his brother Kimball. The result was Zip2, a city guide software company. At first, they couldn't afford an apartment, so they slept in the office and showered at the local YMCA. But Elon kept pushing. After 4 years of relentless work, Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. Elon made 22 million from the deal, but instead of retiring, he went back to zero, investing almost everything to his next company, X.com, which eventually became PayPal. At PayPal, things got tough. The company struggled, arguments broke out, Elon was removed as CEO. Most people would have walked away in anger, but Elon stayed and continued to work hard. In 2002, eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. Elon walked away with $180 million. Once again, he had a choice: relax life and like a king, and risk it all again. The man who bet everything on his dreams. While others chased comfort, Elon chased purpose. He founded SpaceX to make space travel affordable and dreamed of sending humans to Mars. Most experts laughed. A private company launching rockets impossible. He also joined Tesla, an electric car company with a vision to accelerate world transition to sustainable energy. Again, people mocked him. At this time, electric cars were seen as slow, boring, and impractical. He didn't care. But between 2006 and 2008, everything started to fail apart. Failure, bankruptcy, and breakdown. SpaceX, first three rocket launches all failed. Each launch cost tens of millions. His critics said better he doesn't know what he's doing. They said he burned through all his money and vanished. At the same time, Tesla was also running out of funds. Engineers were quitting. His personal relationships were strained. Elon Musk was working 22 hours a day, dividing the time between Tesla and SpaceX. He was exhausted, in debt, and close to breakdown. In 2008, with both companies on the brink of bankruptcy, Elon Musk was forced to make the hardest decision of his life. He had only money enough to save only one company. He didn't choose. Instead, he split the money and gambled everything: his fortune, his reputation, and his future. He didn't even have money left to pay rent. He had to borrow from friends. That same year, everything changed. The turnaround. In December 2008, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to deliver cargo to International Space Station. SpaceX said. Soon after, Tesla received critical funding just in time to keep the company alive. The gamble had worked. From there, Elon began to rise slowly at the first, then like a rocket. SpaceX. Tuning SpaceX fixing into reality. By 2012, SpaceX became the first private company to dock a spacecraft with an ISS. In 2015, they achieved what no one thought impossible, landing a rocket virtually back on the Earth, making it reusable and revolutionizing the economic of spaceflight. In 2020, SpaceX became the first private company to send astronauts to space. The dream of going to Mars was no longer fantasy. It was becoming a plan. Tesla, making the personal mainstream. When Tesla launched the Model S, it wasn't just an electric car, it was faster, smarter, and safer than most gas-powered cars. It broke the mold. People launched at the idea of mass market EVs until Tesla's Model 3 became the best-selling electric car in the world. By 2021, Tesla was the most powerful car company in history. More than just cars and rockets, by leading the space and Tesla, Elon Musk started more companies to solve problems at other scale ignored. Solar City to overpower homes with clean energy. Neuralink to connect the human brain with machines and fight against neurological diseases. Boring Company to fix traffic with underground tunnels. OpenAI to ensure artificial intelligence benefits humanity. And 2002 he bought Twitter, now X, to build a platform he hoped would support free speech and a global conversation. He didn't just want to change one industry, he wanted to change them all. The cost of greatness. Elon Musk's story isn't one of the comfort, it's one of relentless pressure, personal sacrifice, and public criticism. He faced lawsuits, backlash, health case, failed marriages, and burnout. But through it all, he never gave up. His mantra: when something is important enough, you do to it, even if the odds are not in your favor. This mindset drove him to the darkest times, when most people optimized for success. Elon optimists were infant. From laughter to legacy, the world that once laughed at Elon Musk now follows him. He inspired the generation of engineers, scientists, entrepreneurs, and dreamers. He didn't follow the routes, he wrote them. He didn't avoid failure, he embraced it, learned from it, and came back stronger. He didn't ask if future was possible, he made it happen. Now, friends, the lessons from we need from Elon, you can learn from Elon Musk's journey. Dream big, then dream bigger. Elon didn't stop at one company or one invention. He visualized the entire future and then started building it piece by piece. Take risks others won't. He bet every dollar he had, not once but multiple times. Great reward comes from great risk. Embrace failure stepping forward. Every major breakthrough must make came after failure. He never saw failure as the end one day's lesson. Work ethic wins. Much routinely found works 80 to 100 hour weeks. He once said if others people are putting in 40 hours weeks and they are putting in 100, you will achieve in 4 months than what it makes them here to do. Purpose over for profit. It doesn't build companies to get rich, it builds to them to real problems. The money came as a result. Final thought, be the one who tries. Elon Musk's stories isn't about the technology or wealth. It's a reminder that one person can change the world not because they're perfect, but because they never stop trying. He wasn't the strongest, the most charming, or even the most liked. He had something more powerful, vision and great belief. So if you are struggling, doubting yourself, or wondering if your dream is too big, remember Elon Musk. He was once just a lonely kid in South Africa, dream of stars. Now he's building a rocket to take us there. And if you can do it, you can too. Thank you, friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos. In this YouTube channel, we publish story of great life passes and interesting vlogs. Thank you, friends. Please like and share it to your friends because it is very important to be motivated. I'm motivating you to achieve great success in your life. Thank you, friends.